anymore.
That's not even a full drink.
I don't want a full drink. I just
Look
want a
at what's
shot.
left. You can't save that.
I'll drink it during the show. I just don't want it right now.
Okay.
Okay.
We don't have to drink it all at the tip. 82.
Okay.
We're back, baby.
Don't say that. Don't make empty promises.
Okay.
All right.
Start
Are
the
we
show.
good?
Yeah.
Welcome to Lisa Beats Your Meat, back in action, out of retirement, episode 8 di dos. I don't think that's how it is. Cheers.
2020. We're back.
Woo!
We're drinking shitty whiskey.
It's just some Jim Beam. Jim Beam bourbon. We learned a lot about bourbon when we were gone.
Yeah.
I'm taking that shot out of a Dave & Buster's shot glass that my stepson specifically won for me from the arcade. Isn't that sweet?
He's a nice guy.
We went there for his 11th birthday, and he was like, Miss O, I got you something from, like when they go to the, you were there, but they go to they do all the games.
Yeah,
You
earn
spend
tickets.
like $100 to get like a $5 stuffed animal. At the end, you go to like the store and they use all their tickets, and he had a bunch of tickets, and he came back and he was like, I got you something. And he got me a Dave & Buster's shot glass.
He knows what's up.
I think maybe we should stop drinking around him,
I think that's the plan.
I think it's
Well, it's
inappropriate of a gift for someone.
he's observant.
It's
So it's February of 2020.
We're
We haven't
back.
been here since November of 2019.
Yeah, it's mostly Jimmy's fault.
I'll take the heat for it.
No, it's not just his fault. We've been busy. We've been super busy. Listen, I can
We
run
start
through
every show with that, but
But
you run through
everyone's
3
busy.
months?
Everyone's busy. No, I don't need to run through 3 months, but I can tell you. Did you not finish your shot?
I'm gonna sip this. That's why I was like, why don't you? I didn't know you were hesitant as to how much I was gonna pour in.
Wow.
I got some drinks here.
Okay. Anyways, we've been MIA because we've been busy. I'm sorry, everyone. I know. I feel so bad. But this is on the totem pole of things that we have to deal with. This is the last one. And honestly, I can just be real with you that we're out there trying to make money.
Yeah.
We're out there trying to take care of kids. And then at the end of the day, when it's 9 o'clock, I want to go to fucking bed. Sorry,
Yeah. So sending us some money, we'll do this more. But
No. But
just kidding.
we
We're gonna do it more.
can catch you up real quick. Real estate, guys, is insane. We could do a podcast about real
I
estate
think we actually might.
because it's crazy.
What would you call it?
Lisa beats your house. I don't know. No, but like real estate is crazy in that we got into this thinking that it was going to be kind of, well, you don't know. You never know. But you always go into stuff naive and you're like, oh, this is going to be easy. I got it. You watch, Flip or Flop and you're like 50 down, 80 in, make 500,000, and it's just a lot more to it than that. And it's stressful as a hell and it's crazy. So we've been dealing with that a lot. And Jimmy's still a teacher. I still stay at home, but we're trying to transition into making this Flip or Flop house situation a real-time gig. And so
Yeah.
it's been real.
It's been real. It's going well though. It's fun and
It is going well, but
it's not.
it's intense. So
Something
like
I wouldn't recommend, but
we sold our last house. Sorry, I just hit the microphone. We sold our last house in like 2 days after Christmas. And then we bought another house immediately. And the last house, to be honest with you, wasn't a huge moneymaker, but it was a wise education.
if it was a TV show, it would have
It'd been a flop.
Classified as a flop, I guess. Well, we made money.
We made money. It just wasn't a lot.
Yeah, I told my uncle that today. I was like, I made half as much as I wanted to, took twice as long as I wanted to, but at the end of the day, I got paid to be educated, which
Yeah.
is the reverse of what most of us do. We pay to get an education, then we pay it back the rest of our life. So
Right.
at the end of the day, not mad about it.
No. I think it was it's experience, which is a priceless experience. But anyways, we sold that house, and we were really poor at the end of that one.
We
Literally,
were depressed. We didn't want to talk. We didn't want to get on the microphone.
like so poor that like, and I tell everyone my business, like everyone my business is just a problem, and I tell everyone literally if someone was like, how much is your banking in your bank account, like I'll tell them. Like I don't have any like wall up or anything. Like I reveal everything. And
Agreed.
so I kept telling everyone, I was like, we're poor, guys. We have all this money invested in this house and we're poor. So much so that like our friends
Cash poor.
made like offers to give us cash. Like,
Yeah.
they were
One
like,
person was like, do you guys need help? And I was like, no, it's not like that we're poor. It's like we over invested into something. So we're just strapped for cash.
yeah.
It's there. We're just waiting.
So, but
was
it
weird.
was an interesting time. But fast forward now, we're into another project. If you're not into real estate, I don't know. It's in Columbus, Ohio. It's on Southern Orchard. Is that it? Southern
Yep.
Oaks. So with the Southern Oaks.
It's one of those.
Whatever. It's a super cool area. And if you live in Columbus, BT Dubs, I want to move here because this is Vegan Alley.
Oh yeah, tie it
Like-
back into the show. This is where everyone in vegan world is
South Side.
starting places.
It's like South Side / a little east, a little German village. Like, I don't know what you want to call it. It's called whatever. But around Parsons.
Even if you're not from Columbus and you're in Ohio, you've
This-
probably heard of Nationwide Children's Hospital, but
Oh, yeah,
it's one of the
Nationwide.
biggest children's hospitals in the country.
It is. It's a great
And
hospital.
it's expanding
our little-
exponentially.
Our little Bob went to Children's when he was born. That's what the NICU
Oh, yeah.
he was in. But anyways,
James had to have his second circumcision there.
that's
First one didn't take.
okay. Anyways.
Sorry. He listens to this someday.
Well, so the hospital's over there, and we bought a house in that area, and I want to move there. It doesn't financially make sense for us to move there yet, but I'm telling you, I think this is where we'll be in the future because you got. Okay, I feel embarrassed saying this, that I've never been to commune because it's like the hot place to be.
I heard it's only vegetarian too.
I saw that too, and we'll talk later, but that kind of offends me. Anyway, so commune's over there. Hal and Owls, which now houses Taco, the
Village Taco?
Village Taco, and their Big Mac
Yeah.
was bonkers. Like
Yeah.
they shouldn't call it tacos. It should be we
Just
make
good-
a
good
dank
food.
Big Mac.
I just gotta wonder if this is happening in all cities, and you could let us know. But
It's a vegan uprising.
there's a vegan uprising, but it's been going on in Columbus since we've been doing this podcast. But I think over the last year, it's all been
boomed.
kind of coming into the same area.
Yeah, it's like little vegan village.
Yeah,
you know?
like it used to be pop-ups and restaurants, and then some survived, some didn't. But now they're all resurrecting on this one street.
Yeah.
And it's going to be like a street of just vegan
That's why I wanna move
places.
there.
And then, yeah, I would imagine that would bring vegan people to the, which is a very bizarre concept to think of like vegan as like a cultural thing,
Mm-hmm.
but it's starting to kind of grow into that.
Well, I don't know actually what the topic of tonight's episode is.
This can be, we don't really have one.
But someone on an Instagram or something somewhere was like, "Is vegan a cult or not? Like, is this like a religion?" And I was like,
Yeah, that's the topic.
okay. Well, I saw this Instagram and I was like, that's weird because no, it's a diet. Like, who even like thinks about it that much? But then I started thinking about it and I was like, no, like it's so much more than a diet, you know? And it goes so deep because
Yeah.
some people are vegan for dietary, restrictions. Some people are vegan for dietary to live a healthier life, like and some people are because of animals and stuff. But I feel like if you've been a vegan for a certain period of time, after a certain period of time, you reach that empathetic level for like the animals and, taking care of the environment
Yeah, I'd
and all this
imagine
stuff.
so.
So it's like, it's not, I wouldn't say like the moment you jump into it, you're like, I love Mother Earth and I don't want to kill pigs. But
Certainly wasn't me.
But I think you get there because just after a certain period of time, there's just no way you could deny it, you know?
Yeah.
Whereas when you're eating meat and dairy, it's easier to deny that factor.
Yeah, that makes sense. Like so the current house that we're flipping, we hire a lot of people. We're starting to hire a lot of people because it was keeping me too busy to do it myself. And my HVAC guy came over, who definitely does not listen to this podcast. Sorry
No.
if you do.
Wait,
Great
isn't he
guy.
vegan?
Well, the new guy is.
The new guy.
That's what I'm getting at.
The old guy.
So my original guy, which I love to death, and I might actually use him again.
Spoiler alert. We discriminate.
We do discriminate. But he's done 2 HVAC systems for me, so not a lot, but enough to prove that he's a great worker. And I was trying to hire him for the 3rd one. He came over, and he was
He gets a great deal money-wise.
a nice guy. He was just, when he came over this time,
He's giant. He's
a
overweight.
he's a big dude. And now he was like really big, which, whatever, you know, you're big. But
You were worried.
yeah, I mean, so half the basement stairs aren't there. You have to jump down.
Yeah.
Dragging
Yeah,
out
it's
a
dangerous.
freaking furnace, an AC, drilling holes, electricity, gas, plumbing. Like it's an
It's
insane
an intense
job.
amount of work.
Whatever.
Like physically on labor.
Yeah, good dude. I'm sure he could handle it. But then I got a second.
But think about it. Hold on. What if he hurt himself on our house?
He's bonded and licensed and insured and all
Okay.
that. But second guy comes to give me an estimate. He gives me the exact same estimate. Actually, a little bit less, but whatever. I'm going to trust experience. But tall, in shape, nice dude. He was like I think he's what's his name?
Indian?
Miguel.
Didn't you say he was
I think
Indian?
he's African.
Okay.
Like he speaks I don't know what language. I'm not even going to try to guess.
Well, did he speak it to you?
No, he just has an accent.
Oh,
Like an
okay.
African accent. I don't know what part of
What it
Africa.
was.
But anyways, turns out he's vegan, but he's
Yeah.
also like in tremendous shape. So I'm just in my
Oh,
head.
wait. How'd you find out he was vegan?
I told our contractor that I'm vegan.
Yeah.
That we were working for a year, and he was like, "That's weird." He's like, "Do you know Miguel's vegan?" And I was like, "Who's Miguel?" He's like, "The guy you just got a quote from today."
And you were like,
And I was
you mean
like-
our new HVAC guy?
I was like, but I had already this might be bad. I don't care if it's bad. I had already decided in my head we're gonna hire Miguel over our previous guy because he's in shape. Is
Well,
that bad?
no, because we're in the business of labor. I'm sorry. No, and
And they
I'm
both
not
gave me the
sorry.
same numbers, and I have experience with the previous guy, but I'm gonna openly admit that I did.
Listen, if
what
you
was it? I was prejudiced. What did I?
No, stop it. If Miguel and previous HVAC guy were fixing my computer or working on something that was a stagnant job, you know, that whatever the skills were meant you sit at a desk and do that.
Yeah.
Maybe then at that point I would say, you know, I don't know why you would discriminate, but then possibly. But
Yeah.
but this is
Wears glasses or something.
but this is a labor intensive
Very intensive
job that I'm asking for. And if I see you, and this is so, it's not sad. It's sad that like, this is the state of our society, is that if I see someone who's unhealthy and I'm asking them to do a labor intensive job, and then I see someone who's super healthy and I'm asking them to do the same job, I'm obviously going to go with someone who looks the part.
I guess
just,
so.
That's
I
just
guess
sad.
it's just
I
being
mean,
honest, and we're
it
being
is being
very honest. But
honest.
I thought it in my head, and I was like, I'm not going to say this to anybody, but I like this guy better because I feel like he's just
But then
more capable of this physical job.
But then we learned he was vegan, and then we were like,
I was like,
obviously we're
boom.
choosing him.
But if he sucks, I'll fire him and go back to the other guy. The other guy did prove himself.
He
But
did do a good job.
yeah, I don't know.
He did
But
do a good
anyways,
job,
I don't
but-
know how we got here. Oh, like vegan culture and stuff. Like it does become somewhat of a community, and I felt like I don't know you. I don't know why you're vegan. It might be some kind of religious
has to
thing. It might
be-
be like it might be an animal thing. Maybe whatever.
But
But
it has to be some sort of similar belief system.
there's something that ties in, yeah. And like it's an instant connection that vegans have with each other. And I haven't even seen them since I found this out, but like there is a like, hey,
You're vegan.
Hey, yeah. Like
What, are you a Dia? Are you a Chow? What are ya?
I mean, it's like a you have no, I'm not gonna say it.
What?
But I work with a vegan who's
Who?
like
Oh, yeah. Don't say his name.
Yeah, but like I like him. He's a nice guy, but he's like the last guy to ever hang out with. Actually, I mean, I would hang out with him. It's just
I
like
don't know.
it's just a very different person than
I hear
me.
he's like a celebrity in China.
Yeah, I mean, I like him when I do talk to him, but he's an introvert, I would say. And
He's
I'm,
an
I'm
introvert.
not.
Yeah.
So like when I see him, it's just like me vomiting things out of my mouth, hoping to fill silence, and he just says something wise, and I'm like, oh, you're cool. But anyways, my point is that like
Not comfortable with the silence, huh?
no, but my point is there's a connection though either way. Like when I
true.
see him, there's something like that we can relate to.
Hey.
Beyond just like we like the Yankees,
Right.
like we have a lifestyle that we've committed ourselves to. Like,
you know what's the
what
worst?
we're gonna put into our freaking bodies.
Right,
Like,
but-
that's a big commitment.
You do have an issue with the silence. Anyways, you know what's the worst though is that when I will tell someone, I'll be like, "Yeah, I'm vegan," and they'll be like, "Oh, yeah, I'm vegetarian." I'm like, "No, bitch, not the same."
It hasn't happened to me yet.
Yeah, well, I don't.
I haven't met a vegetarian
a
since
lot
I
of-
went vegan.
There's a lot of females that are like, "Oh, I'm vegetarian." Oh, that's cute. That's adorable. You don't eat meat. Like, sorry, it's not the same.
We've gone down that road on this podcast before, but I would like to think that they're kind of extinct.
I don't know.
They can't be extinct because maybe they are, and that
It's
people just
still a
don't know.
thing.
Like Dunkin' Donuts.
Dunkin' Donuts. Let's talk about some food,
have we
guys.
yeah, all right, yeah. Let's
talk about some
That's
food.
the intro here.
Dunkin' Donuts has the Beyond Beef sausage thing. And you're thinking to yourself, well, yeah, but they put the egg and the cheese on it. What's the point? Listen, I don't know.
It's Jerry Seinfeld.
I don't know why, but if you get a plain English muffin with a plain sausage on it, I'm talking that's it. Like 2 ingredients. It's delicious. I don't know why, because it's so plain, but it's like a staple when
I
we're
was
on
like,
the
this
road.
is gonna suck balls.
Because it's just 2 things, and
It
you're like,
is
this isn't good.
fantastic.
It's really good. I don't know why. I think like the
I
simplicity.
don't know if we've talked about this yet, but yeah, if you haven't done it just because it's not vegan,
But if you get just
Do
the English muffin and the sausage, it is vegan.
it's only like $17 for one of them.
It's really expensive.
Just kidding.
No, it's $3,
$4.
right?
I think.
$4.
I think it's $4.
The other day when you
It's
were
very expensive.
drunk or hungover from being drunk,
I don't drink.
you were like, we like went through a drive-through. It was like we were driving back from Philly, I think, and you're like, I'm getting 4. And I was like, what the hell? Like, calm down.
I'm a baller, you know.
Yeah.
They are really good, but then they didn't have ketchup, so I would recommend.
I don't.
one ketchup.
I don't even
packet.
do ketchup.
I haven't, but I would recommend it. I'm a ketchup guy. Lisa's giving it up, but they didn't have it, so I had to go across the street to a gas station
To
and run
Sheetz.
inside to get.
In West Virginia.
Oh yeah, Sheetz. Yeah, if you're East Coast, we don't have Sheetz here in the Midwest, but.
Well, I think
Sheetz-
we have one here now. In Columbus.
Oh, it's coming. Speaking of we went to Philadelphia for our East Coast people.
Mm-hmm.
I'm drinking a beer that I bought.
In
like
Philly?
yeah, like 8 months ago, and it was still in my sister's refrigerator when we went to visit her
Oh,
recently.
really?
Yeah. Actually, the Diets of the Flesh was a recent podcast.
Oh, right.
That's the last time we were in Philly, but we went back. We saw the
The 76ers play.
76ers beat
The Lakers.
the Lakers. Yeah.
That's right. I knew them, and I knew their colors, and I know which team was which. Knew it all.
It was great. We didn't have any vegan Philly. No, we did have some vegan food, but I don't know what it was.
Oh,
Probably better
oof.
because it
What was it
wasn't.
called? It wasn't that good.
We can talk shit about it. It's fine.
It was okay.
We're honest people.
Well, here's the thing: is that it was. I feel like sometimes when you go visit someone, they are so badly so excited to be like, "This is a vegan restaurant." They just want to impress you. Like that's like a human nature. But this vegan restaurant, the food was like, listen, you're either healthy vegan or you're not healthy vegan. You can't. There's no bridge in there, you know? And so it was like, I'm a vegan Big Mac, or they called it was like their version of like a Big Mac or whatever.
Yeah.
But it was like, it had like super healthy, like whole grain bread. And I was like, no, I need like a
go all or
soft,
nothing.
super white
I
bread.
don't know, I had
you know?
there was a couple things that I had that I think that I could tell that they were
What?
a good place,
Uh-huh.
but they weren't on their game,
Oh.
or they got too comfortable, which I think
Oh.
happened out
To
here
Angry
with a couple
Baker?
places. Angry Baker
Wow.
and maybe Like some vegan places get like lazy almost. Like they have
think
so
restaurants do
much
that.
demand because there's so little supply that they get lazy. And I could tell that they had like there was 2 Big Macs. AJ had an awesome one.
No way.
And ours was like sad. But then there's a salad that my sister was talking about was so good, and it was like for a minute, but they just didn't put enough sauce on it. It was like they just got lazy. I think they were a
Okay.
good place that like took for granted the fact that
They were
they
that
have such a high demand, which I could see.
Well, that's a really good pointer for those new vegan restaurants out there. Because that's honestly, I don't want to talk shit, but Angry Baker, the first time we went to Angry Baker, and this is just like a local vegan joint. It used to be, it's closed down now, but the first time we went to Angry Baker, it was like, dun 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 dun, dun, like it was so good.
Blew my mind.
Right.
I was a new vegan, and I was like, oh shit, I could do this all day.
Right. And then we went back a second time, and we both were like, I don't know. It was okay. And then we went back a third time, and we were like, that was not good. And then it closed down. So, I don't know.
They probably didn't pay their employees either. Look
Okay.
how unhazy that beer is.
Okay.
So,
All right.
But yeah, I think that's something that is probably a new world for vegan restaurants is the
Staying
fact
on
that
their game.
the fact that there's competition now. Like
Yeah.
you are the only guy in town,
Mm-hmm.
which still in most places, if you're going to open a vegan whatever, you're the only guy in town if you're doing something different. But there's competition now.
Yeah.
There's
So
the vegans can say,
gonna-
I don't like you, I'm going to go over here.
I'm going to go on a limb here. And that in meat food,
In meat food.
Mm-hmm. that restaurants can be lazy or kind of like rely on the quality of their meat. Whereas I think vegan restaurants need to rely on the quality of their skills. Okay? You know, like you can kind of like be lazy about putting a steak or chicken or whatever else meat you eat. And you can kind of like, I think the average patron will kind of like be okay with that because they don't know better. But when you're a vegan restaurant, you need a lot of skills to make the food you're putting out
I
there.
don't know. I think I might disagree with you on that.
Yeah?
Like it's both.
What do you
Like,
mean?
I think a meat restaurant is the same thing. Well, I guess they're more common, but like a good steak, it's kind of rare. A good cheeseburger, it's kind of hard to find.
But okay, but it's rare, meaning that the majority of restaurants are still staying in business with mediocre food.
Oh yeah, because they're throwing whatever at you.
Yeah, but maybe a vegan restaurant's that's not a mediocre kind of like a vegan comes to eat, it's not like, oh, give me like nothing, you know?
Yeah,
Like we're
that's true.
expect if you promote yourself as a vegan food restaurant, pop-up food truck, we were expecting a lot because we're so excited and don't let us down,
Yeah,
you know? So your skills gotta be on point,
and I don't know.
which most are amazing, you know?
I don't know what the stats are recently on this, but it is a temporary game for some people, which I feel like
Vegan?
Yeah, I feel like it wasn't when we started this podcast. I feel like when people went vegan, when it was kind of getting hip, it was more like people who have invested themselves and want to do this are doing it because they definitely have made that decision. It's a very difficult decision to make, and they've made it, and they've sought out restaurants, they've sought out podcasts, they've sought out books and doctors and blah, blah, blah. Now, veganism is kind of popular. It's out there. It's everywhere. So I think there's a lot of people that are coming in and then stepping back out.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Don't you turn your cell phone off so it stops buzzing?
Is it buzzing in our ears? Does that make sense, though?
Yeah, kind of.
Like people are becoming vegan and then leaving veganism probably more than they used to.
Oh, because it's so trendy, or because
Yeah.
it's so popular?
It's popular. It's more accessible. So you might go to
People are bitches.
but also I think it's also
Just
people
kidding.
are
Oh my god, I know a couple. Sorry.
people are also like not dabbling, but they're like, I can be a carnivore but do vegan restaurants here and there and feel a little bit better about myself.
Yeah, I want to
I'm
move
not
on.
all
It's
in.
just I don't want to talk about that.
Because
So
you're gonna get nasty about it.
yeah. Anyways, no, I'm not getting nasty about it.
Fuck those people.
When they go, what's the Obama or Michelle Obama's quote? When they go low, we go high.
And then Hillary tried it.
No, I was thinking about that, and I was like, when they go low, I turn on my like I turn into like a hood rat.
Yeah, like you
Like-
drop atom bombs.
Yeah, like when they go low, I'm like, oh, this is where we're fucking
Yeah.
playing.
When they go low,
Like I run in the mud.
I hire scientists to develop new nuclear weapons.
Yeah, like I'm ready to go. Yeah, not
Well, we're gonna have like a
turn the cheek.
real estate podcast, politics podcast.
Let's-
We just won't tell anyone what it is.
Let's
You can find it.
just get through today's podcast, okay, Jimmy?
All right.
So
So-
today, what are we talking about?
Vegan tips. It's a new year.
Vegan tips.
100 pro vegan tips.
Hit you with that tip game. Let's do it.
We already kind of have, but
20% on servers, 10% on nails, right?
we're
I don't
certainly
know.
not going to do.
I don't know.
100 of
I
these.
tip
Do you want
like
to talk about tipping?
30% this morning. I have no idea. I got my nails done. I had no idea. Especially because I get a 5% discount for cash.
How much did your nails cost?
Only $39.
What did you tip?
Like $75. No, I'm just kidding. Not that much. But I over tipped. I also go in there
No
with like
such thing, in my opinion.
I also go in there with like a whole plan of like what my nails are gonna look like, and then they start talking to me, and I'm like,
I like what they did.
yeah, but like they start talking to me, and I'm just like, I don't know, what do you think look good? Like I'm so bad.
So
Anyways.
what'd you pay him?
I don't know. I don't know. I just
Did you pay him cash?
I paid him 220s and then like a lot of 5s and 1s. I have no
Say like
idea.
50, like a $10 tip would be good.
I hope it was around there. I don't know.
Here, just whatever.
Anyways, let's move on. Let's talk about real tips, not the tipping that I made.
Okay. Well, this is so I found an article that was like 100 new vegan tips, but it was like every tip was like a paragraph. So this was like cut down. It's a
Okay.
new year, new day.
It's a new year. It's February, but let's do it.
We're gonna go fresh here. We're just gonna we'll riff off a few of them. But the
It's like
first
that
one,
Curb Your Enthusiasm. Happy New Year.
yeah, oh yeah.
Way too late.
We just need to watch another one of those. We're on week 3. Start small by cutting. This is the worst tip. Start small by cutting out red meat first,
No, I don't think that's terrible.
then white, then dairy.
I think steps work for people.
Do you?
Yeah. I
know.
think like you had a very drastic change, but I think it's the same thing. Well, no, it's not like you'd like if you're like trying to cut out alcohol. It's like we'll just have like 7 cups of whiskey
Yeah,
a day.
Some
I
people
don't
do
know.
that, but I don't know. For me,
Could you step it down?
no. I feel like meat was like,
Either all in or not.
yeah. I would say no. I mean, you could do it. I'm just saying, as someone who was full balls to the wall meat eater, like to the 10s, going cold turkey was not a big deal.
Yeah.
So, like, if you need to step down, step down. But I can't imagine anyone who was eating more meat than I was. And I just stopped eating it with the plan to not do it for a month.
You stuck with it.
And then I stuck with it. So it's stepping down seems kind of lame to me. It's not like alcohol or cigarettes where there's actual physical addictions.
Right.
Besides the cheese,
Okay. So if
there's
we
nothing
had
physical.
if we were doing like a live podcast, it would be like thumbs down.
Yes.
Yeah, like that was a bad one.
Okay.
Okay.
So we're just going to judge all these.
Next one.
Numero dos. The reason I am vegan. Watch the documentaries.
Oh, thumbs up.
Thumbs up all the way.
You got to.
Yeah. What
And-
the?
I mean, they're life changing. Like, listen, out there, guys, watch them, but they are they're out there to get you. You know,
They
You
do.
keep that in mind.
They got me. So, like, yeah.
But
the big ones.
they want to get you for a good reason. And that's why I get so pissed about all those, like, I'm going to debunk conspiracy. I'm going to debunk the game changers. It's like, okay, oh, maybe this was elaborated or maybe they used some fact and they twisted it to make you feel a certain way. They twisted it to make you not eat fucking animals.
Yeah.
Like, how horrible are they? You know, it wasn't a documentary to, like, sell you something or make you, you know, change your religion.
Yeah.
It was like they're trying to save animals. Oh,
I'm-
what horrible people.
in
you
the
know?
earth.
Yeah, and the earth. Like,
But
my God.
I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say anyone who's listening right now is not considering
fence?
veganism or on the fence, but you're probably surrounded by people that might be. I would say if you are the Cowspiracy, which is a classic,
Mm-hmm.
and then the new Game Changers.
Oh, Game Changers is super good.
Easy to watch. The other ones are like you're already kind of in. You need a little bit more reinforcement. They get a little bit deep. They can be a little boring. But if you want to slap someone in front of something that might be incredibly anti, especially if they're athletic and physical, put them in front of the Game Changers. Like that was obviously produced at a Hollywood level, and
Yeah.
I would like to talk to.
Oh my God, Joe Rogan's. So Joe
Oh
Rogan.
God, here we go. This is gonna end the night.
I can't listen to him. He bugs me so much. I think he's like, I think he's got a wealth of knowledge at his fingertips and his
It's not
head.
even his knowledge. It's
But
not what makes him big.
No, I'm not saying. I appreciate his bigness, but what bugs me about him is so he had he had a debunking of the Game Changers, and then he
Correct.
followed up with someone who helped produce the Game Changers,
The actual, the main guy.
and he kind of reneged on his Game Changers debunking, which
Yeah.
is great.
I think he pulled it.
Okay, super cool. But what really bugs me about him, and this is not, I guess, on point, is that when he talks about things like being vegan or eating meat or whatever, I think he forgets the circumstances he has and forgets the circumstances of the people listening to him. So when he says like, "Oh, I only eat elk that I killed myself," like that's really cool for you. Awesome. But when you make that appropriate and when you say that's cool and that's acceptable, that in turn goes down like the chain of commands into the ears of your listeners, and they in turn say, so it's okay for me to just run through this Wendy's because I still need to eat meat. Like somewhere along the lines, I don't know how you relay that to your listeners, but
he's kind of admitted it. But I think that's where it's a weird impasse that no one's ever had before. I think, some people listen to us because we're honest and real. We're obviously not,
other people listen to
us.
us.
We're not rich and famous like Joe Rogan because we have a gajillion people. But I think there's a few people that listen to us because we're just being real. He has made a career out of that. I mean, he also had a previous career. He was on TV.
He can
he's
be
a wrestler.
real, but he never references the fact that what he lives is not reasonable.
I know.
For
others.
others.
He does, but his realness got to a point where it was like influential, and he's not ready to accept the fact that what he's doing is incredibly influential. I think he's starting to. Because even
I see
like
that.
Politically, he started to turn down certain people that want to be on a show.
Because he has a huge impact.
Yeah,
Isn't that
he's starting to
insane?
realize,
Joe
like,
Rogan, the guy from Just Shoot Me. Is that the show? No. What was the news show?
News Radio.
News Radio.
Yeah.
Wait, David Spade was on it?
Yep.
Yeah, and who was the girl?
I don't know who the girl was.
He wasn't even a lead, and he was like a...
Oh, he wasn't even close to a lead.
No, he was
like the elevator operator.
Yeah.
He was
It
like
was
the
a good
maintenance
show.
guy. It was
I
a
think
great
David
show.
Spade was on it, right?
And the one guy who got killed by his wife.
Oh my God.
The Saturday Night Live comedian.
He got killed. Oh.
Yeah, his wife killed him.
Well, what the fuck was he doing?
Probably just minding his fucking business, getting famous. And she was like, why aren't you home more?
Okay, let's get back to the...
But anyways,
I'm just
being
saying his
influential gets out of hand for people sometimes, I think. And
they don't realize that. You can't just go around... Listen, I learned this from this podcast. You can't just go around saying whatever the fuck you want. You can't.
Yeah,
as much as you love to, and as much as like that's what people like, you can't.
Yeah, there's some line you have to draw. Believe it or not, we are drawing somewhat of a line with what we say.
You should hear me when I don't have a microphone in my mouth.
Oh yeah, no, we'd be in jail.
No, we wouldn't.
I'm just kidding.
That'd be like the president of the United States. I'm just kidding.
It's actually worked great for him. Number 3 was do your research. Which I'd agree with that.
Yeah,
online.
thumbs up.
Yeah, look that shit up. Read books, for sure. The 2 biggest are actually.
What? Does it say China Study?
Oh, for sure.
No one's gonna read that. Isn't it like 400 pages?
Here's my recommendation: if you're gonna read anything and you have any sort of interest in like the scientific health background of this, do the China Study. But if you can't do the book,
monotonous, isn't it?
you do it audio. Yeah. So I did it in a 16-hour drive. It was 8 hours one way, 8 hours back, and I got through the whole thing. And I was into it. There were points where I was like, "This is really boring," but fascinating too. But I was trying to justify my veganism. So if you're new and you're trying to come up with
need it.
there's
Ammo.
some
Your doozies.
beauties in there, but if you don't want to read a 16-hour book,
Just listen to it.
no. There's a
I love
documentary.
how I try to finish your sentences and nothing I say
And
is
I'm
that you're
like,
like,
nope.
no, that's not what I was trying to say at all.
Was it Forks Over Knives? One of those documentaries is the China Study.
Yeah, I think it's Forks Over Knives.
Yeah, so if you go to Netflix, like Forks Over Knives is the China
So
Study.
just like when you were in high school, you can read the book
Yeah, it's like
or
the
you
Cliff
can watch
Notes.
the movie.
Exactly.
Hashtag Macbeth.
But the second one they recommend is The Kind Diet by Alicia Silverstone. Have you read this?
No.
Is she a vegan?
I think she is. All I know about Alicia Silverstone, besides being probably my alter ego, besides my Latina personality
Yeah.
and my Russian personality, is that she was like, there was like a to do because she would like feed her children food that she like chewed up. Was that a myth or was that real?
bird?
You didn't hear this?
No.
It was like she ate food, then she'd take food from her mouth and feed it to her children. I don't know. That might have been a myth. It might have been totally false.
We will fact check that.
But that's
Come
the-
back with
that's-
you.
that's the
in
only
6
thing
months for
I
our next episode.
Remember about that.
Okay.
So-
Well, The Kind Diet. I don't know. She doesn't seem like an author that I would find striking or interesting. But anyways,
No, she's cool. But
5 is find a support system, which is, real easy these days. Facebook groups, a podcast, a restaurant.
Yeah,
Like,
there's
just go to a restaurant. You'll meet tons of vegans.
there's vegan meetups, like groups and stuff.
Yeah.
Like all over. My mom goes to them all the time. My mom has 100% more friends than me.
Yeah.
She's like maybe 90%, which I have like 1. And she's got like
Well, you've grown
9.
up. You're an adult child now. Once your children grow up, you'll get back out there, honey. Don't worry.
Well, I'll make some
There'll
friends.
be people for you. You're doing fine.
Mm-hmm.
Take a multivitamin.
No, that's a big one. Thumbs up.
Yeah.
Listen, one, the whole like, oh, do multivitamins work or whatever? If you're like, most of the vitamins that you take aren't going to hurt you. Okay.
No.
So just take them and you're fine. Some
we're
of the
still not
vitamins,
sure, but yeah.
some of the vitamins, don't overdose on them. Vitamin D, don't overdose. Don't take too much
D's
of that.
the one that,
D, don't take too much.
yeah.
Iron,
Don't get too much D.
like twice a week is literally fine, everyone. It's fine. No, iron, you don't want to do too much of iron because that messes with your digestion. I was just talking to my pregnant friend who has to take iron pills, and I had to take iron pills after giving birth to Max because I like bled out from dying, and iron pills can really screw up your digestion. So if you're low in iron, which a lot of vegans are, or just like inherently, first of all, up your spinach and your green leafy vegetable game. But if you need to take a iron vitamin, watch out. Digestion issues. Stops you up
That's
completely.
no, thank you.
It's horrible. But vitamin D you don't want to overdose on. But what I'm saying is, like, if you take a multivitamin, we do.
You can't overtake a multivitamin.
Not really. No. So we do. Amazon has this is such a good tip, is Amazon, which is super cheap because they rule the world. I know. I'm sorry. I'm giving them money. But they have their own brand multivitamin, and it's a gummy, and it has no gelatin in it. It's vegan gummy, and it's delicious. And we take those. I take them when I'm like hungry.
Yep, and then a little B12 after that.
B12.
That's the next step. You gotta get your B12.
Yeah.
But that's
Those are-
in those though too, right? But it can also be in cereal and certain milks.
Yeah, for sure. I definitely think we all get enough B12, but I also, B12 is one of those things that you can't overdose on. So if you want to take extra B vitamins,
Yeah, just piss it out.
right, more power to you. And I like taking B vitamins. I've said this before. I like taking them before drinking and whatnot because it helps you kind of rebound the next day. I was always a fan of B12.
Yeah,
I was taking B12 when I was like in college, and people would be like, "What is that?" And I was like, "I don't want to be hungover tomorrow." And they were like, "Okay, witch doctor."
who knew?
Yeah.
And now 5 Hour Energy is probably like $1 billion company. That's all it is B12.
Yeah, it's all B vitamins. Yeah.
Yeah. So 9 and 10 are vitamins. Also 9 says vitamin D. Get it. But if you don't, it's in soy milks, and then 10 is
But if
also
you don't,
it's
you
in
can
the
do
sun.
it yourself, guys.
Soak
it's
up the
okay.
sun for 15 to 20 minutes a day to get the required vitamin D.
Well, sometimes it's not sunny where you are.
Yeah. That's
So
what
you gotta
like
use vitamin D. My mom always said anybody above the Mason-Dixon line needed vitamin D.
yeah, it's like a
I always would
Well, I
be
don't
like,
know,
Mom,
like-
you're crazy.
so sun affects your personality. There's like seasonal depression and stuff.
It's called SAD.
Sad.
Mm-hmm.
Seasonal is that lack of vitamin D, or is that just like literally like it's sunny out, I feel good? Or
I
is
think
it
it's-
because
No, I think it's like a combination of like not getting vitamin D, not seeing the sun. I think things are
both?
released when you get outside, you know? I don't think we're meant to be inside of our cage, inside of our like cage.
But like, do people who live in like Florida or California, they just happy all year round?
No, I think Florida's like full of crazy people.
Like, do you turn crazy? Because I will admit
You
that
get loopy.
this time of year it does get a little less like.
You like get cabin fever?
No, you're just it's like staying positive about things in your life can be a little more difficult.
Oh my god.
You know, it's just like gray for like 2 weeks, and like you're grumpy, and then the sun comes out, and you're like, oh, I feel so good. But I'm like, wait. Well, then why the fuck am I living here? If that's why, if the sun makes me happy, why am I not living where the sun is all the time? Or am I happier
I think it's
in
kinda,
the sun because I went through a period of not having it?
Yeah. No, I think it's definitely the latter. I think like
I'm just
like dessert, like ice cream makes me happy, but I can't eat ice
can't eat all
cream
the
for
time?
every meal.
yeah, that's what I'm not sure about.
Like, do you okay, my brother always mentions this. Like, do you remember there's always the first day of spring in Ohio and everyone shits, and I get so fucking pissed because everyone shits in Ohio weather. They're like, oh my god, oh, it's 60 degrees today, it's 20 degrees tomorrow. Oh, when's the winter hit? Like
Yes.
everyone, like, I don't know, like it's so annoying because it's the same thing every year. It's like, oh, it didn't snow, but it's 70 degrees today, and then it's going to snow tomorrow. I don't know. Ohio. But, like,
Yeah, everyone does that.
yeah, it's so annoying. But, do you know that first day of spring where it's like, you know it's the first day of spring. And it's like, you
Yeah,
know,
we got this.
you're like, it might snow
We're
again,
in
but
the clear.
it's not going to be a big one. Like, this is it. It's like the first day it hits like over 60, and it's like girls wear skirts, you know?
Yeah.
People sit on their porch.
Tank tops.
They pull out a beer. It's like, I don't care if there's no leaves on the trees anywhere. I'm going to sit on my porch and like have myself a drink. I'm going to like expose some skin. I'm going to let that sun soak into like all the skin that it can. That day, that feeling of like sitting in the sun outside is worth the whole winter. And don't get me wrong. There's parts of the winter we love.
Oh, I agree.
You can't
Today
have,
was great.
you can't have Christmas in 60-degree weather, you know? Like, we love that, but that first day of spring is worth everything.
I guess that answers my question.
Do you get it, though?
I get it.
Do you know that feeling?
I do.
Are you
and the
feeling that feeling?
Say, like that's a great feel. That's the best feeling. But like,
You can't
yeah.
feel that feeling every day.
no.
Same reason why we only do Molly 4 times a year. You can't do it every year.
You can't just blow your load every day.
Yeah, you have to. There's highs and lows.
Yeah, there has
It's
to
a
be.
whole roller coaster.
Yep. Darkness is the absence of light.
Okay. All right, next one.
Good answer. Wow. Beans are protein.
Wait, what?
Beans are protein.
Oh, I think you said bees.
Yes. That's a big one, but we don't have to go into that.
Yeah.
There's tons of protein in the vegan diet. We can skip
Obviously.
all of these protein ones.
Yeah, I get kind of annoyed with that because even my mom will be like, "Oh, are they getting enough protein? Your boy's getting enough protein?" And then like I will like cognizantly like look what they're eating. I won't change their diet, but I'll just like keep track of like what they're eating, and they always get insane amounts above what they need.
Yeah.
They're fine.
You don't
And
need
we're
that
all
much.
fine.
So far, I think I haven't noticed anything.
Yeah.
Label reading.
Label
which-
reading.
Especially bread. Bread's weird.
What do you mean? Because it has
It's not
stuff in it?
always vegan. Yeah.
Well, no, it's easy. No, it
Yeah.
is. Thumbs
Well, I mean,
down
like,
for that.
apparently, like
Thumbs-
fast food
they- some-
bread isn't always vegan. I
don't-
saw that
don't go
McDonald's
to fast
fries
food.
aren't vegan.
Why?
I don't know. I just saw that online.
Well,
It has
one,
like cow tears in it.
maybe don't go to McDonald's.
Well, you might on a pinch though.
No. No, you don't.
They're working on a PLT,
What's that?
plant lettuce and tomato,
No, I don't. Listen,
with a Beyond Burger.
listen,
They've
board,
done it in Europe.
listen, board of
which
directors
people
of
listen to us in
McDonald's.
Europe.
Listen, board of directors in McDonald's. Don't call it a PLT. You know what I hate is when people try to make meat eating things vegan things. Like a PLT, stop it. That's stupid.
Okay.
Don't call it that. Call it the vegan burger. The Beyond Burger, loved it. You know, that's great. That's a great.
You weren't stealing anything or
No, that's
playing
a-
with words or
That's
numbers.
a great marketing scheme. The PLT. Don't try to make what I'm eating mimicking what someone else is
Well,
doing.
that's what Mickey D's is doing in Europe, apparently.
Okay, Mickey D's. Anyways, the bread thing. Listen, challah, whatever that is egg in it. Anything,
Sorry, Jews.
yeah, anything that's like most of like dessert breads have eggs in it. But just like a regular wheat bread, no, it's fine to eat.
Yeah, it's something you get at the grocery store.
Yeah.
Just look at it too. It has to tell you.
Don't eat like there's literally egg bread.
Well,
Don't eat
Subway
that.
is what made me think of that.
Oh, all those breads, a lot of them
Apparently,
have eggs.
yeah, the
wraps don't.
and the Italian is safe,
Mhm.
and that's it. I think the white
Uh-huh.
is safe. I was always eating the wheat,
Which
I
has
saw
egg
is
in
not
it.
safe.
Yeah, I like the tortilla the best.
I know you do. I like some bread in my life, but whatever. Oh, this is interesting one. Always check what you're drinking. You might be surprised by the ingredients.
We talking about? Sorry, are we talking about alcohol or drinks?
Anything,
Can we?
both, but I
can we
think
say
alcohol.
that all the seltzers out there with alcohol in them they're not vegan? So stop drinking them.
Yep.
White Claw, not vegan.
They
What are the other brands?
Truly
Truly, not vegan.
Zima.
No, you can still drink.
Just
Zima.
kidding. They're all vegan. We just think they're silly.
I think
Lisa hates them.
they are terrible.
Yeah, they have either sugar or fake sugar in them. But so does beer, so I can't talk. But we
No,
just don't
it's
like
fine.
them, so we're just going to talk shit about them.
You know,
I
I've never
guess.
had one, but I'm a traditionalist.
If you
in
listen
my
to the show,
drinking.
we've talked plenty of shit about them, so we can move on.
Okay.
But I did actually talk shit about them for like a year without having it. And I was
And
like,
you
I'm going to
had
have
it?
one.
And was it good
It
or
was
bad?
fucking terrible.
Yeah.
I went to Halloween.
Oh, right. I
Yeah.
remember that.
Sorry, Ben, if you're listening.
I like wine and whiskey, and then I'm really trying to get fucked up. A good Pinot Grigio
That a girl.
gets me every time.
Good tip. Find out what packaged foods are accidentally vegan, which is a big one we've talked about.
Oh,
but
yeah.
I have a new accidentally vegan I just found.
What?
Hershey's chocolate sauce for ice cream.
Yeah.
And I swear to God, I spent, I'm not even exaggerating, 5 to 7 minutes looking at the back of every single chocolate sauce in the aisle. And then I was like, and it was just like on a whim. Lisa wants some ice cream. Look at some ice cream. I was like, oh, I'll make a sundae.
I didn't
So
ask
I'm
for
like-
chocolate sauce, but
So, well, I wanted to make a sundae, so I wanted all the shit. So I'm like, I gotta find some vegan chocolate. Something's gotta be vegan. So I looked at everything.
well, here's the tip: is that it's either vegan food is either highly expensive, it's like wicked organic, grown off of someone's hand in Guatemala, like crazy, or it's the cheapest thing they have.
Well, yeah. So like
Weird, I know. I don't.
Hershey's regular chocolate sauce that you grew up with
It's
to
vegan.
make your chocolate milk is vegan, but I'm not obviously not looking at that. I'm looking at everything else. I'm looking at
Yeah.
like the, what do you call it? Like the special, like organic,
Yeah.
and like all these like, I'm going to the organic section. I'm looking
Yeah.
at the back of everything. And then I
just
finally
Hershey's.
find like the Kroger grocery store generic Aussie sauce. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is vegan. Holy shit, this is crazy.
Wait, and then you got the Hershey's instead?
But then I'm like walking out with it and I saw the Hershey's and I was like, look at this. There's the
You
Hershey's.
put back a generic to buy something like $2 more?
Yeah.
Why?
Because it's...
Kroger brand was just as good.
We can talk about that for a minute. But
Oh my God.
brands...
Do not matter.
They
Do
matter a
not
lot.
matter.
They've
No, they
established
don't.
themselves. I don't need some knockoff.
Oh my God. I'm going to
Crap.
start putting labels on stuff that you don't know because no, it doesn't matter.
It does matter.
Hashtag cheap forever. Like, I will not.
Pay more up front, get more out of it.
Okay, well, I'm glad I do the grocery shopping.
Yeah. Hershey sauce will be in our refrigerator until our kids go to college.
You know what's funny, though? Is that my mom, for some holiday or something, gave us a thing of chocolate, like powder hot chocolate stuff, you know? And it was literally like $15.
Probably wasn't vegan.
No, it's vegan. But it was like, I have that to make hot chocolate, and then I have the Hershey's chocolate to make hot chocolate. Like $15. This is what I'm saying. This is the spectrum. I have $15
Yeah.
organic, super nice, like way expensive hot chocolate mix, or I have Hershey's chocolate mix. And you
Which
know what?
always was vegan.
You know what? Children can't tell the difference.
Now, they're both not good for you. So also with that, Oreos, Takis, purple Doritos.
Oh my God, Takis are so good.
What's the Girl Scout cookie?
Thin Mints.
Thin Mints. What,
Oh
what
my
else
God, I'm
is
so
accidentally
excited
vegan?
for Thin Mints.
We
I don't
don't
know.
have time to dwell on this. Just bang me out some accidental.
I'm really
accidentals.
excited for Pop-Tarts to become vegan. They're not there
They're
yet,
not. The
but I
ones without
think
the
they will.
frosting are.
I think they'll be there soon. We got to push
Yeah.
it. I think we should make a movement to make Pop-Tarts vegan, because those Pop-Tarts, you know what I used to do? I would put them in the toaster. Well, first of all, we never had Pop-Tarts. Like, just like putting a precursor out there. Like, Pop-Tarts
A lot
were
of
for
Pop-Tarts
rich
in my
people.
life.
That was not. Oh, you must have been.
No, I bought them at school with my own money from the
Okay,
vending machine.
because like
we
my
did not have Pop-Tarts either.
my mom was not buying Pop-Tarts. We ate whole. What was that cereal called? We ate Total cereal. We ate. This is just like a
Frosted Wheat before it went mini.
No.
You remember that?
no.
Came in 4 big pieces.
I do remember that. But just a glimpse into the abusive childhood I had, that I would have to eat Total cereal with wheat germ on top of that.
Wow.
I
I'm sorry.
know.
I'm sorry.
So horrible. And like there was zero sugar in the whole thing. And it would just be like a bowl of cardboard, like soggy
Just
cardboard.
suck the milk right up. The milk would just be gone.
Yeah, it was awful. But I used to when I went to high school, I would buy Pop-Tarts and I would put them in the toaster, and then I would put butter on the non-frosted side.
Okay.
And that was the shit.
Well, I'm sorry.
So
Pop-Tarts
good.
are pretty good.
I know, but I think they'll go vegan soon. You know,
We'll see. Skittles did.
it's true.
They're on purpose vegan now.
Well, it's just I think it's cheaper to go vegan.
So there's 80 more, so we're not going to go through all
Just
these.
pick the good ones, okay? I'm gonna do my other shot now.
All right, okay.
Are
let's
you
do this.
finished your shot yet?
Yeah.
No. Okay.
I was going to drink yours. You want to share it with me?
I don't
Just kidding.
think
No,
there's-
drink it.
Okay.
Go for it. I'll hit us up with the next bigger. Banana can also be used to replace an egg.
That's thumbs down, Jimmy. Skip
Thumbs
those.
down. Thumbs down. Find a milk substitute you enjoy.
You
Thumbs
know you
down.
got to go with flaxseed. You wouldn't know because you don't set foot in my kitchen, but flaxseed.
Now, and I'm going to disagree with this one, but I think you could give some tips on it. Substitute a bacon craving with tempeh bacon. But you haven't done this in a while.
Oh,
but
what?
when you used to
The tofu?
tofu bacon and you fry it in the oven,
It
I
just
think
takes a long time.
that was the closest to real bacon.
Okay.
think I've had.
Here's gonna be my words on that. One, it takes too long. I can do it, but it's a commitment.
Yeah.
Two, people who are obsessed with bacon,
Yes.
shut the fuck up. Stop it. Stop it. It's a fucking piece of food. And it's a piece of food that used to be an animal. So really shut up.
And it's not like a steak. It's like a processed food. It's one thing to be
yeah.
like, I love a good steak. I'm not happy with you for loving a good steak because you're eating a piece of flesh, but at least you like bacon is processed out the wazoo.
Yeah.
Like it's like
What's a
it's garbage pig parts. It's not
I
even
just-
good pig parts. It's not a pork chop.
I just can't. But someone out there is gonna hear that and be like, "But I eat like kosher bacon that comes from my local butcher." I don't care. Shut the fuck up. Anyone who's obsessed with bacon has lard in their veins. Okay, you do.
Literally.
You do. And it just annoys me so much. Like, oh, like, you know, like those commercials are like, but we put bacon on it. Oh, that's so great for you. I'm so excited to pay for you to have a heart attack in 5 years. Sorry.
loves pigs.
It's the worst. And the fact that it was made out of little pigs,
That's the other thing. There's like undisputed evidence that pigs are smarter than dogs.
Yeah.
So
I can't, I
if
can't
you're
even
a
talk
dog
about it. I can't even
person-
think about it because it's so fucked up.
then you're eating
You're eating your dog.
beyond your dog.
Yeah.
Smarter than your dog. Which is I'm even like in my brain when I was saying that, like
So fucked up.
eating pork. I don't know.
So fucked up.
It's really weird. It's weird what happens. So if you're on the edge right now and you're just dabbling,
Don't eat pork.
trust me, it'll all kick in because the thought of that to me is like, it's not just because I have a hot vegan wife. It's not why I'm vegan. Some people think that.
Oh, who thinks
Some
that?
people think
Who
that-
thanks I'm hot?
Everyone I've ever met.
Thinks that I'm hot?
Yeah, and
Oh
they
my
think
God.
you're just vegan because your wife's hot.
But like, what'd they say? Like, what specifically? I'm just
Well,
kidding.
her ass, her teddy.
No one thinks that about my boobs. My boobs are, I've said this, my boobs are about as sexual as my ears. So no one has ever said that.
We can move on. I use Happy Cow to research your stuff. To be honest, I use like Google more often.
Yeah.
We travel a lot, so
Well,
we
it's
put.
just
we,
very well
I
known
put
now.
I put in the city, and I put in vegan, and it shows me options. And then when you go to those options, you can tell if they're actually vegan or not because it'll show you like Papa John's or something.
Yeah. Or just every Chinese or every like Indian restaurant comes up.
Which is great.
They do have vegan
Yeah,
options,
which
but
is
they're not
great.
vegan
But
restaurants.
Happy Cow, I mean, they haven't pleased me that much. I think if you're an app person, there's an
So you're sa-
opportunity that
you're saying-
someone hasn't
So you're
tapped
saying
into.
Happy Cow is not doing it?
I have not been that impressed with them.
I wish I
I
knew
think-
someone who knew apps.
Yeah, you do. I think there's an opportunity there. That,
He told us that to make an app, it costs so much money.
yeah,
I didn't
it
know
does.
that.
To make money takes money.
Okay. Well, I don't have that.
Sweet
kind of money.
tooth, eat fruit. Terrible
What's
advice.
that? What's that? What do you mean? That's
that's number 44.
That's the
Worst
tip.
ever.
Sweet tooth, eat fruit.
Yeah.
Thumbs down.
Yeah.
Sweet tooth, eat really good dark chocolate.
Or Oreos.
Yeah, no, Oreos are fine, but no. Eat really good dark chocolate have yourself a cup of coffee and some dark chocolate. Have yourself a glass of Cabernet and some dark chocolate. Like, ooh, so good. First of all, so much good chocolate out there. I'm a chocolate fan, and I appreciate I'm a snob. Like, I like nice chocolate. Like, Jimmy's become a beer
Yeah.
snob, and that he's like obsessed with like different beers. Nice chocolate. You can't. That's a commodity right
And
there.
and real chocolate is vegan, right?
Well,
like-
yeah. Isn't chocolate like cacao? Cacao.
Like making it milk chocolate is like cheating.
Well,
Not
they-
cheating, but you're adding
No.
something to it. Like
No.
real chocolate is vegan, right?
That's a good point. And this brings me back to when I said that the vegan restaurants rely on their skills. Is that like the essence of the chocolate? Yeah, it doesn't have milk with it. They add milk to add that creaminess. But yeah, if you really know what the fuck you're doing, maybe you don't need to add that milk. Maybe you just rely on the product and your skills to make that chocolate super good. That's what I'm saying. Vegan life on like the fringe, on that like the high level of like the culinary expertise, is not an easy one, but it shows that like your skills pays off, you know?
Oh, for sure.
Like it's not easy. Like, so, like, for example, when the steak thing, you know, I was like, oh, they could just make
Yeah.
they can make a steak and like, it's whatever. It's a steak. A steak is a steak is a steak kind of, you know, but as in a vegan restaurant, your shit's gotta be on point. Same thing with chocolate. You can make a chocolate bar, throw some milk chocolate together, Hershey's, we got it done. But to make like dark chocolate, add in some mint or some sea salt, you know? Like
Yeah.
that takes some finesse to make that taste super good.
Yeah.
So,
I'm not good at making things taste good.
no, I don't think you are.
So I'm very lucky that I have you to do that for me.
Speaking, if we could take a bit time out in a food thing I'd like to share
Okay.
is that over our absence, I started making a vegan egg yolk that I don't even know why that started.
We're deep in this episode. Do you want to save it for the next one?
No, I'm gonna clearly say it now.
For
But
the real
it's
fans?
it's a combination of butter, like vegan butter, obviously vegan butter, cornstarch, water, black salt, which is like that black salt is like amazing. It's awesome. Love it. Nutritional yeast, just a little. Turmeric for some color, but don't go too, like, just a little bit, because too much, it makes it like an orangey color, and you want that like yellowy color. And then I put in some black pepper. I put in a little dash of like regular salt, because the black salt has a certain flavor, but the other salt, like a nice like regular sea salt, kosher salt, whatever, that has like a different flavor. So like you gotta balance those salts a little bit. But so butter, yeah, I named them all. And you let it like you whisk it up. You know, cornstarch is kind of like funky to play with, so make sure you don't get any lumps in that. But you whisk it up, and it has a flavor of an eggy. It's not the same. I'm not gonna say it's the same.
So this morning's sauce, all that stuff happened.
Mm-hmm. Wasn't it good though?
Yeah,
It's good. It really like.
a lot of things.
It's not. Yeah. Anyways, but like this morning, I made a quinoa bowl, which I never do, but I was like trying to be healthy, so I made like quinoa, and then I put garlic in it, and some spinach, and some tomatoes, and then I put that, and then avocado, and then I put that eggy yolk stuff on top, and it was just fucking delicious. I fucking like. I would
Fantastic.
like take a shot of that stuff. So good. It's just creamy, and it just like oozes. You know, like when you break into an egg and it just
like the yolk of it. It was
It's just like some, like you like to like
especially
call
on the quinoa.
you like to call cars sexy. You know, like that was some sexy egg yolk. You know,
I agree.
oozes. Okay, back to the countdown.
Well, I think there's like two more on here. I like.
Oh wow, really wrapped it up.
Well, we're past an hour.
Okay, let's go.
One big one is tofu,
What about it?
which I yell at people all the time. You have to do it right.
Okay,
Like tofu is, in my
a
opinion,
staple.
well, there's a lot of it in our life,
There is.
but the same way like a burger or ground beef is in someone else's life, or chicken. People are like, "Oh, tofu's so gross. Tofu's so gross," and I'm like,
Do people say that?
all the time to me.
Really?
But because if you're me and you go buy tofu,
Uh-huh.
if I went to Whole Foods and bought tofu and brought it home and tried to cook it,
What would you do?
I would
Well, walk me through it.
I'd probably grill it on like a
Like
pan.
a grill pan.
Yeah, and then just eat it.
Okay.
And then be like, this is disgusting.
Yeah.
But I would never, as a carnivore, go buy meat
Is that what
or
you
chicken.
do with just chicken though? You would also just bring it home and grill it?
No, you would like season it
Yeah.
and you marinate it and you put cheese on it and all
Yeah.
the stuff what people do to meat.
Mm.
And then they just eat plain tofu and they're like, this is disgusting.
Oh, I feel like
And I'm
you on
like,
that.
Well, so is plain ground beef. So is plain chicken.
I don't know. I feel like I've had plain chicken before. I'm just gonna go ahead and give the meat eaters this one. That plain chicken tastes better than plain tofu.
I don't know. I've never had plain chicken.
It was literally when I was in the 4th grade. but I think it does.
But no, it's just dry and
It's
nasty
dry.
and
It's
like
dry.
I don't
But
know.
no,
Any meat you have to doctor it up.
I'm just playing devil's advocate here.
Yeah,
I get it that like the tofu is not well. No one's eating tofu plain. I would hope so. But you know,
I'm just saying like people who
think I'm to that
try
point.
to go to that. Yeah,
I'm
like
not
you drink
elevated.
your whiskey neat. You know?
Yeah, I have my tofu raw.
I like my tofu neat. But no, I'm just saying like people get tofu and they don't know what to do with it. And they don't. And plain meat, like the McDonald's hamburger was popular until like the 90s. Like no one buys a hamburger. You get a cheeseburger. Like you get shit on your meat. Like you're not just enjoying the meat. As the meat got shittier, the less you doctored it, or the more you doctored it up. And
sorry, there's just so many jokes I'm trying to tell right now. I don't know which one to start with, or if it's not appropriate.
It's all
But
inappropriate.
no, tofu and soy products are great. Let me lay it out like this: is that that's a large amount of our diet. I put tofu in, stir fries and curries and tacos and lasagnas and it's tofu scramble. We can do it all.
Yeah,
But
this is soy too. We're talking about like
It's
there's
soy.
a big fear of soy out there.
It is, but I can also tell you that I have a year and a half old that I'm 99.9% sure has a intolerance to soy, which is crazy as a vegan because a lot of meat substitutes have soy in them. A lot of vegan products have soy in them. So I have to be, as head chef of this fucking clan, figuring out how do I get him, his protein and his all this nutrients. How do I get him all this stuff without feeding him soy? And so as important as tofu is in our life,
Yeah.
it's not actually necessary. So when people are scared of tofu, if you're fucking scared of tofu, just leave it the fuck alone.
Then don't
okay?
eat it.
Like if you're gonna have an issue with it, if you're gonna think it's gross, then don't play with it.
I mean, that was the
know?
go-to before like veganism was cool.
Oh, for sure, everyone. That was when I was a little kid, and it was like, oh, what do you eat then, tofu? And I was
Yeah.
like, and I would always be like, yes, and I don't know what your beef with it
That's
is.
also the fail-safe too. Like that's why Asian food is so accommodating
because
and,
they
like,
have tofu.
Yeah, and they've never had a problem with it, and they're not
they
trying
call
to
it
be.
soy curd.
Yeah, they're not trying to be vegan. They just like this is a good product
this
that's
is
high
just
in
something.
protein that
Yeah.
somebody wants to eat.
Yeah.
And
But I'm
yeah,
just saying that, like, if you have a fear of it,
Don't fucking eat it.
It's fine because,
But,
Max.
I tried
Max-
it before I was vegan. And I was like, this is disgusting. But it was just like I said, it was the same thing as if you gave me a raw piece of chicken. I would not like that.
Yeah.
As a meat eater or a
Right.
burger, and was never a hamburger eater. We made fun of my friend
did.
Justin because he would always get hamburgers at McDonald's. I'm like,
What did
what are
you
you,
eat?
100 cheeseburgers?
Oh,
Like a hamburger, bro? Like, what do you,
you know, it's really
2 pieces of bread? and
That's funny because
meat?
when I was in elementary school, I don't think you should have your beer and the it's like doing something to your phone.
Oh, sorry.
Anyways, when I was in elementary school, there how like in elementary school like things just like matter so much more.
Yeah.
There was the art teacher would take everyone to like a fast food joint like every year for something. Not everyone. It was like a certain clan of kids. And I knew like a year beforehand that I was in this clan. And I remember, and it was before I was in the 5th grade.
Anything weird happen?
No, she was and she was like my role model.
Okay.
Like she was like my favorite. She took me to Chicago. I told you about this person.
Oh, wow.
No. Literally. Don't even laugh because she's like the best person in the
Just
world.
kidding. Sorry.
Yeah. Anyways, but it was like I knew about this like when I was in the 4th grade, and then like I went through the whole 5th grade knowing like I'm gonna go to this, like joint, like fast food joint, and she's gonna take me. And so like I thought about for like a year what I was going to get at this fast food restaurant because like that's what little kids do. They just like everything builds up in their little minds, and they're like, oh my god, I'm so excited. And so for a year I was like, I'm gonna get the fish sandwich. I'm so excited. And then it was like, I'm gonna get the fish sandwich. I'm probably not gonna get cheese on it. I don't want cheese on it. I don't know. I'm gonna get the fish sandwich. Like I was so from McDonald's. I was so excited. And then by the time we went, I wasn't eating meat and I wasn't eating fish. So I got like a thing of fries from McDonald's because I was like, I don't eat that anymore. But it was like a whole year. And like, could you imagine like a little 5th grader being like I was so pumped. Like pumped is like an understatement to say that I was pumped to go with all my like classmates and like this teacher that like I idolized. Like she was literally like the best thing to me. And I was like, oh my God, I'm so excited. And that I didn't even get it. Isn't that crazy?
Man. Yeah, I mean, we have a 5th grader now. I wonder what like is building up in his brain every day.
I don't know. He's just staying up
It's probably not what we're thinking about.
He's staying up till 5 a.m. at sleepovers, which is too late.
If you're listening.
If you're listening and you're a parent of an 11-year-old and they have a sleepover, don't let them stay up till 5 a.m. They can stay up till like literally 3's the cutoff. I need like 3 a.m. is the complete cutoff.
I was just thinking it's way past her bedtime, and I looked at what time it is. Can you guess? Can you see?
It's 8:45.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay. It's way past our bedtime.
Yeah. So.
Oh, okay. Well, we have any more pointers? Or is that it?
Well, that's
the
it.
last one was
There were
don't
other
mess
ones.
with tofu.
But none of them, they're not good. We're signing off.
All right.
It was a good show, though.
Okay. Well, thanks for listening. Listen, I'm sorry we haven't been here. I don't even know what to tell you. And I can't make any promises. I'm trying.
This might be it.
I'm trying. No, it's just not it. This is not it. But we're trying. It's just, it's hard. It's hard with life and shit and stuff.
So what we're thinking about.
What are we
what's our
thinking
plan?
about? Oh, going live?
Yeah,
Jimmy, I don't think we can promise anyone that we're going to be live when we can't even fucking do this.
Not literally live. We're going to go video.
Video.
Yeah, it won't be live.
We need to buy a camera then.
Yes. Because we broke the last one.
We did.
We did. Just kidding.
I'm not. I broke it.
That wouldn't actually.
I broke it.
That's fine. It wouldn't even have been a good one.
But if you want to give me shit about it,
No.
I've been keeping tally of everything you've done wrong for like a year or two. So
that was.
Do you want me to break out that you didn't push your chair in for 72 days straight?
No. But that wouldn't even have been the great camera. But anyways, we're gonna go live. Not live. We're gonna video record these podcasts, and they're gonna be on
the YouTube.
On YouTube, yeah. And then eventually we could go live.
Okay. Let's just. I don't like making promises I can't keep. But I can tell you, we did this podcast, and we're gonna try to do another one soon. Yep. That's what I can tell you.
And it's February, and hopefully we actually cut this up and put it out before March. Just kidding.
You can put it up like tomorrow. Tonight, right?
Maybe tomorrow. Oh yeah, actually my process. I could do it tonight actually.
Okay. All right. Thanks for listening. Don't even subscribe. It's fine. Just enjoy. Thanks for listening, and we'll be back soon. Thank you.